here we are. The time has come. Eddie is here with his NHL playoff pulse. Take it away, Eddie.
Thank you very much, Gary. That's right. No need to fear. Eddie is here if you haven't been following hockey, both in the NHL and world. Before I get to the now there's only 4 left, a lot of hockey around the world, and I think I'll spend a little time to talk about the Professional Women's Hockey League, which has been missing for a long time. This league has been a long time coming, and it's a really, really great product from a market perspective. Most arenas are sold out. The gals are putting up quite a good demonstration and display of how hockey can be played. So from the Professional Women's Hockey League, yes, we do have an anointed champion. For the second year straight, we have the Minnesota Frost winning the Professional Women's Hockey League championship. And they played the Ottawa Charge, a Canadian team. And Minnesota Frost won over the Ottawa Charge 3-1. And just to tell you how close this was, 1-goal games. It's a best of 5. 4 games won in overtime. 3 games in single overtime, and 1 game went to triple overtime. Just to give you an idea of the quality of hockey and the excitement the gals can actually generate. So congratulations to the Professional Women's Hockey League for their second year, which is also going through expansion. Next year, I think there's 2 more teams that are joining, which is great. Go out and see them if you can. It's great hockey next season. And congratulations to the Minnesota Frost for the second win in the second year of the PWHL. Now over to the World Hockey Championships. As maybe some of you didn't know, but annually the International Ice Hockey Federation holds an international tournament for ice hockey, and that typically happens in parallel to the Stanley Cup playoffs. And yes, there are NHL players that are part of the national teams, and typically these are the players from teams that either A, did not make it to the Stanley Cup playoffs, or B, were eliminated after the first round. So you'll see a lot of those players out there. And of course, Canada lost 1 game in their qualifying rounds, but they made it in very comfortably, along with the United States, into the elimination rounds. And Canada's first opponent, the first team, has been dubbed by the media as kind of a David versus Goliath match, a tortoise versus the hare match, a wolf versus sheep match. And yeah, it was Canada versus Denmark in the opening elimination round. And so in the third period, Canada is leading 1-0. 1-0, good for hooray for the good guys. And then as hockey is played down to the very last second in dramatic fashion, Denmark pulled their goalie. And with just under 2 minutes left to go in the game, Denmark pulls even with a goal after pulling their goaltender. So now we got a 1-1 tie, and we're looking at the possibility of overtime. And then with the game on the line, little David, the little tortoise, with 49 seconds on the clock, they beat Canada. Absolutely remarkable upset. They eliminated Canada from competition, and Denmark advanced. You know what? I love feel-good stories. I'm sad that Canada lost in this tournament. They of course they always have a shot at the gold medal, but they got beat by somebody a lot smaller in terms of hockey power prowess. They played a solid game. I watched them intensely. A lot of replays and reviews. These guys played extremely, extremely hard and gave it to the Canadians. And you know what? Congratulations to Denmark for actually making it into the final rounds. I think it was the first time. So just to recap the World Men's Hockey Championship, the bronze medal was played between Sweden and Denmark. Denmark made it again to the final to the final 4, of course. So Sweden won the bronze medal, beating Denmark 6-2. And then gold medal. The gold medal was decided in overtime after 0-0 3-period play, with our nemesis, a game between the United States of America and Switzerland. And I'm sorry to say, everyone, the United States in overtime beat Switzerland 1-0. So congratulations, United States, for winning the first, I believe it's their first or second World Hockey Championship. They made it. Good for them. And overall, from what I've been seeing and what I've heard, from the media, it was a very, very competitive tournament. A lot of newcomer countries. Hungary was up there this year. Slovenia also played. My ethnic heritage from Slovenia. They actually made it to the World Hockey Championship. So a great tournament for Europe. Good crowds, and it was really nice to see that level of competition.
Yeah, it's a tough loss, Eddie. But by the same token, nothing to be ashamed of when you lose 1-0 in overtime. Just the bounce of the puck.
Exactly. Yeah, that's all it comes down. And that's what the beauty about hockey. It does not. Yeah. You just cannot stop playing and just take it for granted that a team that just barely qualified for the elimination rounds, you can't take them for granted. They can have a great game. The goaltender could be standing on his head. Who knows? Like you were saying, a puck bounces the wrong way and it's in, or it rattles off of 2 or 3 legs and it goes in. That's just the nature of the game. You play hockey for 60 minutes. There is no taking your foot off the gas pedal.
So it sounds like you had a really schedule full of very, very, very entertaining hockey.
Yeah, I try to catch up and review most of them. I picked up on the prime games. I did pick up on the ones from Slovenia, of course. And you know what? I think they were in there for the fun because they didn't do very well, but at least they made it.
Well, exactly.
So it was a nice story. Yeah, they were in there.
So we should give both of those groups a round.
Very nice. And now we get to La Pièce de Résistance, the National Hockey League. So, and then there are 4. We've got Florida, the Florida Panthers playing the Carolina Hurricanes in one series, which is the Western Conference Final. And we have the last remaining Canadian team, the Edmonton Oilers, playing the Dallas Stars. So I'll start with the Florida game. Gary, Florida took a commanding 3-0 lead. Florida, who, of course, the Florida Panthers are the reigning Stanley Cup champions, and they are playing like reigning Stanley Cup champions. The first and second round, they sputtered a little bit, but they really, really found their groove in this particular series. And Florida took a 3-0 lead. The lead is now 3-1. They lost Game 4 to Carolina. I think it was 3-0. And they're playing Game 5 in Florida today. There were some concerns and complaints about the ice conditions in Florida, considering it's very hot and humid there this time of the year, which a lot of the Carolina players were not happy about. But the ice is the ice, and both teams have to play in it. So Game 5, Florida, with a win tonight, could advance to their 3rd consecutive Stanley Cup championship. Yeah, it's the 3rd consecutive one if they make it. The Edmonton Oilers, yes, they are playing the Dallas Stars, who I mentioned last week. This is the 3rd time the Dallas Stars, 3rd year in a row, the Dallas Stars are playing in the Western Conference Final, and they're trying to get into the Stanley Cup again, of course. They beat the Edmonton Oilers in Game 1 quite handily, 6-3, which was a little concerning because Dallas is a good team. But Gary, the Edmonton Oilers have come roaring back with 3 convincing wins. So they're leading the series 3-1. They won Game 2 3-0. They won Game 3 6-1 and Game 4 4-1. So they've outscored Dallas 16-8. So typically the names that would come up is, of course, Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl leading the charge. The beauty about the Edmonton Oilers, absolutely every player on the ice is contributing on the scoreboard. So the Edmonton Oilers are coming at the Dallas Stars wave after wave after wave with the shots on goal, with the playmaking, and with the hits. There's one player, I forget his name right now. He had 80 some odd hits over the course of the regular season, which is 82 games. And he's thrown more hits in the Stanley Cup playoffs than in the entire regular season, just to show you that the Stanley Cup playoffs is a completely different season, and players really up their game and their commitment to their team. So game five is tomorrow in Dallas, and with that win, we might end up having an Edmonton win. We might be having a rematch of last year's Stanley Cup final. And of course, as you know, Edmonton lost last year's game by 1 goal in Game 7. So good luck to the Edmonton Oilers. Canada's behind you. And as a matter of fact, Gary, I don't know if you saw in the news on our Champlain Bridge, which is the most heavily used bridge in the entire country, on the banners that basically tell you the status of the traffic. They basically had a "Go Edmonton Oilers Go" sign on the Champlain Bridge in Quebec. Now, what exactly? I mean, we're talking about, the Canadian unity issue, and a lot of people being part of Canada because of what's been happening with the threats from the United States. Hockey unites us in Canada, regardless of politics. Here we are in Montreal cheering on for the Edmonton Oilers because they are a Canadian team. Wow, I absolutely love it, Gary. So
yeah,
big game tonight, big game tomorrow.
Yeah, and it was the same last year too. Like it's amazing. It really is amazing. And no sign of the language police.
No, none at all.
Anyhow, and that's great to see. And you're right, Eddie. Like it's just one more example of that flow of unity that all of a sudden, if nothing else, the last 5 months, it really has brought this country closer together. And despite pitfalls and all of the negativity that surrounds us at the moment, watching this country become as united as I can ever remember it being is really something. It's just a true moment. I can't find words for it, but it's great to see. It really is.